So now we can have a look at developmental psychology, which is essentially the psychology that helps us understand development from birth up all the way up till adulthood and beyond. So here is a really interesting quote from a psychologist. Adolescents, which we'll return to later in more depth, adolescents often seem to have a reduced ability to make reasonable decisions, and this phenomenon can be related to the developmental events happening in the brain during this period. So let's see what this means in practice then. First, during adolescence, as you can see on this graph, it is a unique developmental period. So adolescence, we're talking about being a teenager, starting from age about 10, 11, and then ending sort of in your early 20s. And you can see here, this sort of red zone is what we're counting, and these yellow lines as well. So puberty is the sort of adolescent development that happens in your body. And you can see age here is on the bottom. Oh, sorry, that went forward. Right, we're back. So this graph focuses on the importance of peers. So the importance of your friend group or your peer group. So it might be people you spend time with at school that are of your age, and how important the influence of peers become at different points along your development in adolescence or during your teenage years. And as you can see here, the darkness of the red zone is symbolizing how important the influence of peers are in terms of decisions you might make, in terms of your emotional processing and things like that. And as you can see, the time when peers, or the influence of peers, friends, people at school, etc., has the most influence on an adolescent growing up is around here. So that's around, the age of 13, 14, 14 being the crucial thing, because we are talking about 14-year-olds. So what does this mean for the question? Well, it means that age 14 is the age at which peer influence is at its most high, and we are most influenced by our peers, our friends, other people around us. And this impacts a 14-year-old's ability to make decisions. More on this on the next slide then. So how does this affect decision-making as a 14-year-old? How do social influences from peers affect our decision-making? Well, as we've seen from the graph, adolescence is a time when our peer relationships, so our relationships with our friends and people at school or education system, become increasingly important. Social acceptance and peer influence heavily impact adolescents' decision-making processes. Adolescents or teenagers may prioritize social acceptance and peer approval over cautious decision-making, especially when they're in group settings. Adolescents might also consider the perceptions and expectations of their peers and social networks when making life choices, including medical decisions.